Thanks for joining us. We start by following some breaking news on a deadly wrong-way crash near San Ysidro. So a heads up if you're headed near the border. This is along the I-5 south at the 905. We're told Sky 10 is on its way to the scene of this crash, but CHP so far reporting that 2 cars have collided head-on and at least 2 people were killed. We're working right now to find out details about how many other people, if any, were involved. And of course, we also have a crew on our way to that scene. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and toss it to CHP officer Jim Betancourt on more of those details and the backup it's potentially causing right now. Jim.
Well, it's causing quite a bit of backup right now if you're going to be traveling on that southbound side of the 5 near the 905. They're going to be directing traffic off of the 905 through that area, so be prepared for some long delays. It's going to be a chore to try to get to the border if that's where you're headed this morning. Right now, we just got word from some of the officers on scene that there are 3 confirmed fatalities now in this collision. So they're going to be out there for quite a while, and the investigation is going to be certainly ongoing.
Thank you, Jim. Well, again, thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Vanessa Paz. We start with the first big winners in the state's Vax for the Win program.
And in the first 5, the number 5 goes to number 48. 48 is San Diego. All right.
There you go, winner from San Diego. The governor drawing the winners from the headquarters of the California Lottery just moments ago. Newsom says he borrowed some of their equipment for today's show. 15 people today winning $50,000. Their names withheld for now, but there was at least 2 winners. One of them you just heard from San Diego. More winners will be drawn next week. It's all part of growing efforts to incentivize people to get vaccinated. Those who do are automatically entered in these drawings. We talked to the Chicano Federation, who says the incentives are having an impact with residents.
So we have had people reaching out, kind of inquiring about what this program is, what the eligibility requirements are, and then wanting to know about where to go to get vaccines and if they still need appointments.
Grocery gift cards are also promised to people still looking to get vaccinated. You can find out more on myturn.ca.gov. So several big winners in that lottery this morning and more to come next week. But a number of veterans and active duty service members may be left out. One of the eligibility requirements to get entered into the incentive program is to have gotten your vaccine at a site that reports to the state registry. Many veterans in California, though, got vaccinated through the VA, which reports straight to the CDC, not the state.
They were rightfully angry with it. Because they are California residents, they pay taxes.
The governor's office says it's working to address the issue. In the meantime, the Veterans Health Administration says it plans to start its own incentive program for its members. Well, after a marathon meeting, Cal OSHA has voted to revise their COVID-19 safety rules, which include wearing masks at the workplace. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell spoke with an employment attorney about the challenges this decision raises.
At least for the next couple of months, everybody is going to have to wear masks in the workplace.
Employment attorney Dan Eaton says the workplace won't look much different based on Cal OSHA's decision to amend its COVID-19 safety rules. He says this is because of the way the rules are laid out. Under this plan, those who are fully vaccinated won't have to wear masks if they are in a room entirely with vaccinated people or if they're working outdoors. But as Dan points out, proving this will be difficult legally.
An employee is not considered fully vaccinated unless the employer has documentation of the fact of vaccination and that 2 weeks have passed. The board has specifically not identified what that documentation means.
Dan says employers can ask their employees about their vaccination status because it is not protected under HIPAA rules.
As long as the employer keeps the documentation of vaccination separate from other parts of an employee's personnel file, which has identifying information such as social security information and so on, and employer does not violate state or federal law.
And while the state's Office of Administrative Law reviews these changes, Dan says when June 15th arrives, Despite what the governor says, people at work will likely still have to wear masks.
The governor's guidance is going to apply when you're out and about. It's not going to apply when you're working indoors in your workplace. It's not, unless the governor takes further action and overrides what the Occupational Safety and Health Standards Board did yesterday.
Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Also creating a stir this morning, a brand new report from the CDC shedding a troubling light on the importance of teenagers getting vaccinated. According to the report, 1 in 3 teens who contract coronavirus ends up in the ICU.
Until teens are fully vaccinated, they should continue to wear masks and take precautions when around others who are not vaccinated.
Of those teens who ended up in the ICU, about 70% had underlying medical conditions. Right now, roughly 25% of young people between the ages of 12 and 17 have gotten 1 dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Only 9% are fully vaccinated, though. Hospitalization in adolescents climbed slightly between March and April after falling dramatically earlier in the year. Just in this morning, Facebook moving forward to ban former President Donald Trump from its site for 2 more years. That decision coming after they initially suspended him indefinitely following the Capitol riots. An internal oversight panel, though, criticized that move, telling Facebook to clearly outline the punishment. Facebook says Trump will be suspended until at least January of 2023. At that point, they'll reassess and determine whether to allow him back on the platform.
Gun violence is on the rise in our great city, bringing untold pain to victims and their families.
Local leaders say they're seeing an alarming increase in gun violence, not only across the U.S., but also here in San Diego. Mayor Gloria calling this past January one of the deadliest months for homicides in more than 10 years. ABC 10 News reporter Nate Holmes joins us from City Heights, where community members came together in hopes of reducing gun violence.
The San Diego police chief says it was just last night that they pursued a man and he dumped 2 ghost guns here in the park before running off. We also learned a few hours prior to that, a man was shot in the face and in the hip near 40th Street. Local leaders say more needs to be done to stop gun violence.
But between January and April of this year, there were 89 non-fatal gun shootings in San Diego. That is a 112% increase compared to 2020. Our officers have responded to 24% more calls for service reporting shots being fired in our neighborhoods than they did last year.
We have seen a steep increase in shooting investigations this far in 2021, and the year is only half over. And it's important to note that many of those investigations include ghost guns.
Just last month, the San Diego Police Department announced seeing a 169% increase in ghost guns found on the street. The city calling this January the deadliest month for gun homicides since 2007. Mayor Todd Gloria declaring today as Gun Violence Prevention Awareness Day in the city of San Diego. He was joined by a number of city and community members, all of them wearing orange to show their support. But there was one lone protester who says that he agrees that there has been an increase in violence, but believes more needs to be done other than regulating guns.
There is a significant mental health crisis across the country. We currently live in a state that's coming out of a lockdown that lasted for way too long. Issues like that affect people.
Police Chief David Nislight says the department will be having a gun buyback event tomorrow and will take your guns, no questions asked, in exchange for a gift card or skateboard. That event will begin at 8 a.m. at Southern Baptist Church in Encanto. The department is also asking everyone in the community, if you see something, to say something. In City Heights, Nate Holmes, ABC 10 News.
This morning, a wrong-way driver sending a person on their way to work to the hospital. This was a scene around 4 this morning when our 10 News breaking news tracker arrived. CHP says the wrong-way driver slammed into an oncoming car on the I-15. That car burst into flames, as you can see. Unfortunately, Good Samaritans were able to come to the driver's rescue. That victim was taken to the hospital and is in critical condition. The wrong-way driver was arrested, suspected of a DUI.